Hey everybody, this is Justin with zZounds, and we have a very special guest today. This is Charles Berthoud. Thanks for being here, man.
Of course, thanks for having me.
I know we have a lot to talk about in terms of kind of what we have around us in the set, but what is this amp that you're playing through right now?
Yeah, so this is pretty new. It's the Laney Digbeth. It's the DBF 100.
Okay.
So it's the Digbeth Foundry, which is kind of the budget-friendly option, introduces you to the full Digbeth range.
Okay.
And yeah, this one's 100 watts. It's got a 12-inch speaker in it, which is kind of ideal for bass.
For
really.
sure, right? You want at least some sort of like heft in there, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And it's perfect for kind of smaller venues if you're playing live, maybe medium-sized venues, and then also great for practicing, rehearsing, and all of that.
This thing was so light too. I know we were talking about that, loading these in. I was like, this is just like so easy to move around.
Yeah.
It's not a giant brick.
Good for your back, definitely.
Yeah, I know. As I get another year older, I appreciate amps like this. Yeah,
Same.
I'm sure. So this is the 100 watt, you said, right?
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about the other amps that you can see a few of them to the left of you right there.
Yeah.
Those are different wattage and different speaker sizes, right?
Yeah.
For the different Digbeth ones.
Yeah, there's a full range, 4 different combos.
Okay.
And then a head. And the combos range from 30 watts to 200. So I think this is the 30.
Okay.
And then this is the 100. This is the 200.
Okay.
And then that one's the 50.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so you got a 8-inch, a 10, a 12, and a 15.
Cool. So it's covering all the ranges there with it.
Exactly.
Okay, sweet.
And yeah, the 8-inch sounds surprisingly punchy and powerful, I will say.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we were testing it in the conference room the other day, and it was filling up the room pretty nicely, like a
Awesome.
400 capacity room, which was quite impressive.
Awesome. Yeah, for you said it was a 30 watt.
Yeah, 30 watt 8-inch speaker.
Nice,
so,
man, nice.
Yeah.
So what is the deal with these amps? Is there a specific kind of like tone that Laney was going for when they were designed, or?
Yeah, I mean, the Foundry range in general, it kind of mixes vintage with modern.
Okay.
So you got like the character of vintage amps, but with the clarity of modern, which for me is perfect. Like I love the clarity of modern amps, but sometimes they can sound like a little bit sterile. They don't have that same character that the vintage amps did.
For sure.
But with this one, you get both, which is really nice. Because then again, the vintage ones can sound a little bit like muddy sometimes, especially if you're doing, like if you're doing like that kind of slappy stuff. You want that clarity, so you've got the high end, the percussiveness to come through.
Yeah.
And this one does that really nicely.
It does. It sounds really nice. Actually, when we were dialing in the sounds in the control room right before this, all those like fret tapping sounds and everything come through really well. So this thing sounds awesome, by the way. Is this like kind of an emulation of like a tube circuit as well then on this amp? So
this one is very much solid state. As you got the FET volume here.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a very clean sound. And then I mean, if you get the drive going, then it's got a little bit of that sort of tube character, but it is very much a solid state amp.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's working perfect for like what the kind of stuff you're playing. Then.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool.
Yeah, the kind of stuff I'm doing, it's all, you need that precision and clarity.
Yeah. You're just such a killer player, though. So it's as I'm sure everybody will see when we're talking about this amp. So what's up with the controls on this one? If you want to walk us through kind of a little bit for everybody out there that's unfamiliar with this amp.
Yeah, you got your FET volume on the left, and that's just solid state volume essentially. And then you got your drive switch here, so you just flick that, and then. Well, actually, in the middle, you get a blend of the clean and drive.
Okay, I was wondering if it would be able to do that. That's nice.
Yeah, which is very helpful. And then we'll go to full drive first.
Okay.
So the drive's on middle, the drive volumes. So then you got this kind of sound.
Cool, so I love that.
Beefy.
Kind of like a bi-amp sound with the clean, dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds great.
And then, you can flick it to the middle, and then you get more of a blend. And down the drive volume a bit, so you can hear the clean coming through.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so I like to do that, have a blend so that you've got all of the power of the drive, but still maintaining the sort of details and clarity of the clean sound too.
For sure.
Because sometimes, if it's full drive, it can sound a little bit like just one dynamic, a bit like bit muddy sometimes if it's just all drive.
Yeah, like too woolly or over compressed or something like that.
Exactly. It just kind of sounds like this like one constant sound.
For sure, yeah.
But if you've got a bit of the clean signal in there, then it kind of helps you to hear a bit of the definition as well.
I agree. Actually, I feel like it's preserves all that bass on there really well too when you got that mix setting.
Exactly.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Also, that instrument sounds great too. Is that your signature model right there?
It is. Well? Yeah, this is the Schecter CB4.
Very sick. Okay. Active pickups?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, very much active. It's got 2 9-volt batteries in it. So
gotcha. An 18-volt thing?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, very nice. Yeah. And then, again, probably perfect for your style of play.
Yeah. Gets a lot of EQ control.
Cool.
And the 5 strings coming out in a couple of months.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I believe we're carrying that line as well for us. So yeah, in case anybody was curious out there.
Yeah.
But anyways, what was going on with the EQ settings on this, or actually just the EQ layout?
Sure. Yes, I'll get back on clean, and so we've got pretty, fairly standard. We've got bass. We've got the mid mode here, so that lets you choose which mid frequencies you want to be affecting.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to just be all the mids. You've got mid level. So that's either boosting or cutting, whatever frequency you pick.
Cool.
And then treble, which is the high frequencies. And this pre-shape knob here, when it's off, it gives you just like a general scoop. It doesn't isolate one of the frequency bands within the mid range.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you were to scoop the mid right now, so roll off most of the mids, pre-shape off, it sounds like this. Right?
Yeah.
But then if you were to turn it on and you pick a frequency band, like let's go with the lowest one for now. It's quite a big difference.
Yeah.
And then we can go with like the highest frequency to see how that sounds. So that's just scooping the highest of the mid frequencies.
Okay.
So you get a lot of control over your mids, which one you want to boost or cut.
Yeah, which is handy, I'm sure. Yeah,
definitely.
Especially for dialing in live.
Yeah. And then we could try boosting it a lot, see what happens.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, this sounds better for me tapping. In a band context, I often boost these mids a bit. Yeah, usually when I'm playing completely solo, I have a pretty different tone from that. It's usually a bit more scooped mid.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a band context and I want to tap, but I also want to be heard through the mix, then I go for this type of sound.
For sure, yeah. I'm doing the same thing with guitar tones as well. If it's exposed and just by itself, usually all that extra mid-range just doesn't sound very good after a while, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. But I think in a band context, you need it to cut through past like the hi-hats and stuff, which are the very high frequencies.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it seems like this would probably allow you to have a ton of control over that range then, so that's handy.
Definitely.
You bass players love extra mid controls on your stuff. So
it's always a thing on bass amps, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is. It's coming from a guitar player, so I'm just like, there's always a lot going on in that mid range over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Tilt knob. What was going on with the tilt? Is it just like a typical tilt, like boost bass and remove treble and vice versa, or kind of that sort of deal?
Yeah, the best explanation I've heard of the tilt knob, and actually this is why it's called tilt, is because it's basically like if you imagine a graphic EQ and you've got, you've made all your adjustments, like little things here and there, it doesn't affect that other than it just tilts everything in one direction. So like
a seesaw?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why it has the seesaw kind of graphic.
A little graphic on there for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it really is doing that. Like, is it pushing a little bit more bass while removing treble?
Yes.
And then the opposite end, it's removing bass and increasing treble.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And that's the idea of that. Like, let's have it a bit in the bass side for now, and just play something like, I don't know. A normal pickup. So that's kind of a little bit more on the bass side of the tilt. And then if you put it in the treble side, it makes quite a big difference.
Big difference. Yeah. A lot sharper and less bass. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea of that is, if you want to, if you're deciding like, oh, I'm not cutting through the mix enough or whatever it is, but you don't want to go in and like redo your entire tone, like adjust every single knob, you can just be like, all right, and just pop it a little bit in the treble side of things.
Yeah, give it a nudge.
Yeah, and now you're like cutting through and you fixed it with like one little nudge rather than going in and redoing everything again.
For sure. Oh man, that's handy, honestly. Yeah. Who's got time to like redo everything on the fly?
Well, yeah, exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you have any like preferred settings that you like dialing this thing in for?
I mean,
out of curiosity.
Honestly, I like to keep things pretty flat.
Okay.
I often scoop the mid a little bit.
Yeah, like you were saying.
Yeah, usually I go for this one, the second one. And yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. And my typical sound doesn't have a lot of drive in there.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like fully clean,
That slap stuff so much. It's so cool. I was like, can we just sit here for like 10 more minutes while I just listen to you? Sounds great, man. Yeah, sounds great.
But sometimes I get more distorted sound.
So what speaker is in this specific model right here? This is the 100 watt, by the way, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So in this one, we've got a 12-inch speaker. And the really cool thing about it is that it's been designed specifically for this combo. Right. So it's not just like a stock speaker. This is the HH Audio Blue series. And that means that, the specs are exactly designed perfectly for this, which is obviously going to give it the best possible sound.
Yeah, voiced like specifically for this series. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So does it have a different, you guys were mentioning earlier, it has a different size speaker for the different size amps in the series as well? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so in the 30 watt, you've got an 8-inch. In the 50 watt, it's a 10-inch. 100 watt, 12-inch.
Cool.
And then the 200 watt is 15-inch.
Okay, that's right. And all, I assume, all designed with that same HHA audio one?
Yes, exactly.
Very cool. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And we actually were talking about this a second ago, but you guys are hearing it mic'd with an MD421 out front in the cab, and then we also have the DI out of this amp routed and blended in as well, and it sounds very, very nice. So the DI out on this is very sick too. So yeah. Because it's always just good to have, Yeah. Sometimes you'll play an amp, you get a DI out, and you plug it in, you're like, ooh, I'm never going to use that. Yeah, no, that's...
I've definitely played some of those, yeah. But yeah, so you got a DI out on the back. You've got also a foot switch option.
Cool.
And then you've got the FX send and return.
Oh, cool. FX loop there?
Yes, exactly. And the panel is pretty similar on all of them. There's just a few features that you don't get on like the 30 watt. It's just a bit more of a simple layout, just a plug and play type of thing more. So you're not having to like nerd out on all of these EQs all the time. And then, the other cool things about it, you've got your headphone input there. So perfect for practicing if you don't want to, annoy the neighbors.
I live in an apartment, so that's top of mind a lot these days.
No, it's important. And then Bork's in, so it's perfect for practicing again. You can get your favorite tracks along and then play along really easily.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff kind of packed into this thing. This is fun.
It is.
Sounds really great. So anyways, these are brand new, and these are the Laney Digbeth Foundry amps, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, please do check them out at zZounds. These are brand new. And once again, this is Charles Berthoud. You are just such a monster. If you are not familiar with his videos, please check them out on YouTube. And once again, man, thanks for making the trip here and spending some time with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
For sure, man. Until next time.